Our shoulders are amazing. It's one of those joints that allow us for so many different movements and fun things that we can do with our shoulders. Unfortunately, so many adults are dealing with shoulder issues, and that can be just restrictions, a little bit of pain. It can be that they feel weak, they feel fragile, and then sometimes it just becomes injuries. So today in this video, I want to present to you or talk about 4 simple but very important considerations when the goal or the idea is to have healthy, functional shoulders for the long term. So the first consideration, this may sound obvious, but is to stop doing things that hurt your shoulders. And it's like, yeah, obviously, no, I see it all the time. I have been there before too, especially if it's active people and we do sports and those sports make my shoulders hurt. We can think of surfing, beach volleyball, tennis, pickleball, any of those sports, my shoulder hurts, but that's the place that I have fun. I don't want to stop doing it. Well, it's hard to do, but the best thing to do is to stop and go and check that shoulder, see what is happening there at the shoulder. Second consideration, this one is to start bringing a little better situation to the muscles around the shoulder. The shoulders allow us for so much of different movements, right? For that, we require a lot of muscles to be working together. Posture and the lifestyle, that are sports, all that creates different imbalances in those muscles, tensions, contractions, or like restrictions, trigger points, and the movement, just because of those situations, becomes harder to do, okay, limited. So it's very important. I like to use foam rollers, release balls to start bringing a better situation, start reducing the tension of the area and going back to a more natural state. That's super important. The third consideration is not to think so much of flexibility, not to think so much of strength, but think a little bit more about stability, okay? The capacity to have stable, dynamic stability of the shoulders. This I encounter all the time with people that are active or people that are not so active, or strong or not so strong, but shoulders tend to be unstable because we think of shoulders just right here, the front. But it's very important to bring or to think about the shoulder blade. The shoulder blades and the smaller muscles around the joint are the ones that provide stability. Those ones tend to be kind of disconnected, kind of like weak, so that's not a good place for the shoulders to be. So not so much as thinking of stretching, just stretching, or not so much strength. We need to pay attention to the stability. And that brings us to the fourth consideration, that is our core and our posture. The limbs are not just there on their own. They all attach to our trunk, and how good the situation of the trunk is or not is going to affect the limbs. So if we want to have healthy shoulders or healthy hips too, we need to make sure that the core is doing its job. So core always first, and then we move to the limbs. Posture is also very important, because if the posture is off, the shoulders are going to be off to start any movement. So we need to make sure that the core is doing its job. We try to improve that posture, and then the shoulders are already going to have an easier time. That is it for today. So 4 very important considerations. Let me know below if you are one of those persons that wants to have healthy, happy, functional, long-lasting shoulders. And I may leave a link also to join one of my free classes about shoulder foundations. That is it for today. Let me hear from you, and I will see you soon. Thank you.